Hello, Yankees fans. Let's dive straight into everything happening around the team and the latest buzz in Major League Baseball. The offseason is always exciting, and no matter the time of year, the speculation never stops. Right now, one of the hottest topics is Cody Bellinger and the growing interest from multiple franchises. The Yankees are obviously keeping a close eye, but they aren't the only teams circling him. The Mets, Phillies, and Dodgers are all showing serious interest in the talented outfielder, and it makes sense considering his performance last season. Bellinger came off a rebound year, showing flashes of the elite player he can be. Hitting 29 home runs, driving in 98 runs, and maintaining an OPS over 800, he proved once again that he has a high baseball IQ and could be a major asset in the lineup. His presence in the outfield is solid, and his defensive abilities remain strong. If he returns to the Yankees, it would certainly be welcome. Fans appreciate what he brings on both sides of the game. However, there's a delicate balance to consider when thinking about committing to a long-term deal. The thing with Bellinger is that he has shown inconsistency over the past several seasons. Going back to 2021, he struggled through a challenging season with limited games. 2022 wasn't much better, despite playing a full schedule, and the Dodgers decided not to tender him a contract following that year. This is remarkable, considering he had won the MVP in 2019. After leaving Los Angeles, he signed a one-year deal with Chicago, delivered a strong season with an OPS above 800, and earned another multi-year deal with the Cubs. Yet, the following year was less impressive, with his OPS dipping to 751. That's not terrible by any means, but it was a noticeable drop. The Cubs ultimately decided to move him, and the Yankees took on the opportunity. The takeaway is that while Bellinger has the talent to perform at an elite level, the risk with a long-term commitment is evident. The Yankees have experienced similar situations before, such as with DJ LeMahieu and Aaron Hicks, where long-term deals didn't fully pan out as planned. It's a lesson in patience and strategy, ensuring that the organization doesn't overextend on a player who may fluctuate in performance. The Yankees have to weigh whether pursuing Bellinger aggressively is worth it, or if their resources would be better directed towards someone like Kyle Tucker. Tucker, despite dealing with injuries in recent seasons, has proven himself when on the field. His road numbers were particularly impressive, showcasing his consistency and power. Last season, Tucker maintained an OPS over 800, and his overall production outpaced Bellinger in some areas. Defensively, he remains a reliable presence in the outfield, and his bat has the potential to be elite. He's a pull hitter with serious pop, reminiscent of the kind of power Curtis Granderson brought when he joined the Yankees. Unlike Granderson, Tucker combines power with a higher batting average and a strong on-base percentage, making him an overall more complete offensive contributor. When evaluating long-term options, Tucker represents a high-ceiling player, younger and capable of delivering consistent elite-level performance over multiple seasons. Bellinger, on the other hand, has shown he can reach elite heights, but the inconsistency is what makes teams cautious. He's a player who has had brilliant seasons but also struggled in stretches, and that risk is magnified when considering a multi-year commitment. The Yankees need to consider both the potential upside and the historical volatility in his production. While he is capable of hitting 30 home runs and driving in 100 runs, the risk is that a down year could bring returns closer to a 680 OPS. The challenge for the Yankees is not whether he can perform, but whether they are willing to commit long-term when the performance could fluctuate. They have the luxury of exploring alternative options, such as Tucker, who, when healthy, offers a combination of consistent production, youthful upside, and power potential that could translate into 40 or more home runs in the right environment. There's also the factor of competition from other teams. The Dodgers, Mets, and Phillies are all capable of offering significant deals, and if they commit to long-term contracts for Bellinger, the Yankees might decide to step back and redirect their resources elsewhere. It's a strategic decision, balancing immediate needs with future potential. The offseason negotiations are complex, and while Bellinger remains a target, the organization must carefully evaluate the risks of committing to him versus pursuing younger, high-upside talent who can provide sustained production for years to come. In parallel, Internal roster considerations also play a role. Players like Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones are part of the discussion. Dominguez showed flashes last season despite inconsistent playing time, while Jones bounced back in the minors and has been improving steadily. Evaluating trade possibilities, potential additions, and contract allocations all factor into the Yankees' decision-making as they plan for the upcoming season. The aim is to build a team that combines immediate competitiveness with sustainable long-term performance. From a strategic standpoint, the Yankees must carefully manage expectations and resources. Committing heavily to a player like Bellinger comes with risk, and history has shown that previous long-term contracts have not always yielded the expected returns. Therefore, balancing between proven talent, emerging prospects, and high-upside targets is crucial. Tucker represents that kind of player who, when healthy, can provide consistent production and power. Bellinger brings a mix of proven talent and risk, requiring careful consideration. The team must weigh the likelihood of consistent elite performance against the potential financial commitment, ensuring that any decision made strengthens the roster without creating future liabilities. The Yankees are in a position to shape their offseason carefully, taking calculated risks while exploring opportunities for upgrades. While Bellinger remains a fascinating target, his past inconsistencies demand caution. Alternatives like Kyle Tucker offer a compelling combination of age, talent, and potential, aligning with the team's long-term vision. Furthermore, the competition from other teams adds pressure, making it essential to prioritize strategic acquisitions and sustainable performance. In addition, evaluating internal options like Dominguez and Jones ensures that the Yankees leverage their existing assets while planning effectively for the future. The discussion around Bellinger versus Tucker isn't just about raw numbers. It's about long-term strategic planning. It's about understanding player tendencies, injury history, and consistency while balancing immediate needs and potential. A player like Tucker may present occasional injury risks, but his ceiling and track record suggest a higher probability of consistent production compared to Bellinger's mixed results. Long-term, the Yankees are aiming to maximize offensive output, defensive stability, and overall roster flexibility, ensuring they can compete at the highest level while avoiding contracts that could hinder future moves. The decision-making process involves analyzing performance trends, comparing player profiles, and anticipating how potential acquisitions integrate with the existing roster. From a fan perspective, the excitement comes from watching these discussions unfold, seeing the team weigh options, and imagining how each player could impact the lineup. Cody Bellinger's talent is undeniable, and when he's on his game, he can change the course of a season. At the same time, Kyle Tucker's consistency, offensive potential, and defensive reliability make him a highly attractive option for the long-term vision. The Yankees have to navigate the balance between immediate impact and sustainable performance, ensuring that each move strengthens the team both now and in the years ahead. As negotiations evolve, watching how the organization manages these choices is just as compelling as the games themselves. The Yankees' offseason strategy revolves around risk assessment, player evaluation, and potential upside. They must consider historical performance, injury history, and consistency, weighing these factors against team needs. While Cody Bellinger offers the potential for high-impact seasons, the volatility in his production requires caution. Conversely, Kyle Tucker presents an opportunity for consistent elite-level output when healthy, making him a logical candidate for a long-term investment. Internal roster dynamics, such as the development of Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones, also play a significant role as they may influence trade decisions and resource allocation. Ultimately, the goal is to assemble a roster capable of sustained success, balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term planning. The Yankees are looking at talent evaluation, strategic contract decisions, and potential acquisitions, all while managing expectations and mitigating risk. Fans can anticipate an offseason filled with intriguing possibilities as the team weighs options between proven yet inconsistent talent like Bellinger and high upside, younger players like Tucker. The strategic approach ensures that the organization positions itself for both short-term victories and long-term sustainability, crafting a competitive roster for the seasons ahead. Continuing on the Yankees' offseason strategies, another key element to consider is the balance between veteran presence and youthful potential. The team has always prided itself on blending experienced players with emerging talent, creating a dynamic that can compete at the highest level while developing future stars. This approach becomes especially relevant when evaluating players like Cody Bellinger and Kyle Tucker. Bellinger offers flashes of brilliance and a proven track record in certain seasons, yet the inconsistencies cannot be ignored. His past history suggests that while he is capable of outstanding production, the possibility of a subpar year looms, particularly if injuries or slumps occur. On the other hand, Tucker, despite some injury setbacks, has demonstrated resilience and consistent high-level performance whenever he has been on the field. His ability to combine power, batting average, and defensive reliability makes him a unique asset, one that aligns with the Yankees' desire for both immediate impact and long-term stability. The Yankees also have to navigate the competitive market for these players. Teams like the Dodgers, Mets, and Phillies are actively pursuing Bellinger, which could escalate the bidding and pressure the Yankees to make a decision that balances ambition with caution. Signing Bellinger to a long-term deal might offer short-term excitement, but the organization must consider the precedents set by past contracts, including those given to DJ LeMahieu and Aaron Hicks. LeMahieu, in his initial seasons, produced at an elite level before securing a 6-year contract, which ultimately didn't yield the expected return relative to investment. Hicks, on the other hand, was given a long-term deal with the expectation of reaching star-level performance, but his trajectory fell short, demonstrating the inherent risk in long-term commitments to players with unproven or fluctuating consistency. The Yankees' front office is clearly aware of these lessons, which is why the approach toward Bellinger must be measured and strategic rather than impulsive. Evaluating the internal roster adds another layer of complexity. Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones are emerging talents whose development will influence offseason decisions. Dominguez, despite limited playing time, has shown flashes of offensive capability and potential impact at the major league level. Jones, meanwhile, had a bounce-back season in the minors, demonstrating growth and improvement that could make him a trade asset or a valuable contributor in the near future. The Yankees have to weigh not only external acquisitions like Bellinger and Tucker, but also the internal pipeline of talent, ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently and that the roster remains balanced. Each decision affects not just the upcoming season, but the team's trajectory over multiple years, emphasizing the importance of strategic planning and measured risk-taking. In addition, long-term projections for players like Tucker highlight the appeal of investing in a younger, high-ceiling talent. While Bellinger has reached impressive milestones, his inconsistencies introduce uncertainty into future performance projections. Tucker, with a combination of speed, power, and defensive skill, offers a high likelihood of consistent output over several seasons, making him a strong candidate for a multi-year deal that can anchor the outfield. The Yankees' decision-making process will likely consider not only raw statistics, but also advanced metrics, injury history, and how each player fits into the overall team dynamic. Strategic acquisition is not just about acquiring talent. It's about acquiring the right talent for the right fit at the right time, ensuring that each roster move strengthens both current performance and long-term prospects. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers have been circulating through the sports world for weeks, and now the rumor mill is exploding. Pete Alonso, the slugger known for his towering home runs and electric presence at the plate, is allegedly closing in on a deal with the New York Yankees that could shake the very foundations of Major League Baseball. Sources close to the situation suggest that this is not just any signing. Insiders are calling it historic, the kind of blockbuster that keeps fans and pundits awake all night, dissecting every possible angle. Alonso, who has long been the face of power hitting in the league, would bring an entirely new dimension to the Bronx Bombers lineup. Imagine the sheer intimidation of a bat that has already sent countless balls over the fences now donning the pinstripes. The speculation alone has sent social media into overdrive, with fans from both sides debating whether this move would create a dynasty of home runs or an unstoppable offensive juggernaut. Analysts are already mapping out potential lineups, imagining the fireworks with Alonso in the heart of the order, and the buzz is almost palpable. Every mention of the Yankees now comes with a whispered what if. While no official announcement has been made, the murmurs are detailed enough to suggest that negotiations are in the final stages. Sources hint at numbers that could rewrite contract expectations, setting a new benchmark in baseball history. Some say the deal isn't just about Alonso's prodigious power at the plate, but also about the cultural and marketing ripple effect. Jerseys flying off shelves, stadiums swelling with excitement, and a brand that suddenly feels untouchable. Every corner of New York sports media is on alert, as reporters scramble to confirm the unconfirmed and dissect every hint of truth from the speculation. Critics and skeptics are already weighing in. Can Alonso adapt to the intense scrutiny and pressure that comes with wearing the iconic Yankees uniform? Will the league see a seismic shift in competitive balance? Or is this just the latest chapter in the ongoing saga of blockbuster baseball rumors that fans can't help but devour? Whatever the answer, one thing is undeniable. If even a fraction of these whispers prove true, the Yankees' future suddenly looks electrifying, and Pete Alonso may have just stepped onto a stage that will define his legacy forever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.